Welcome to today's video. I will be showing you my timing cover and valve cover install on my 1980 small block Chevy motor. Make sure you guys stay around to the end of the video to see the engine fully dressed up. First step I took was to apply the RTV on the timing cover so that it will be able to hold the gasket in place. I then installed the gasket to the timing cover itself. With the gasket installed, I apply another bead of RTV on the gasket side that will mount to the engine. Now that the timing cover is ready to be installed, to actually install the timing cover to the engine, you will have to drop the oil pan a little bit to get it over the front lip of the oil pan. In order to do so, I loosened all of the bolts on the oil pan to get it to drop enough to fit the cover over the front lip. So you don't have to take all of the oil pan bolts out. You just have to loosen them in order to drop the oil pan a bit just to get the timing cover over the front lip. Once I got the timing cover over the front lip, I did have to wrestle it a little bit to get it to line up correctly. I did have to punch it a couple times to get it to level out to the engine, but that front lip with those Velcro gaskets are kind of thick, so they're kind of hard to get over, but I eventually got it installed on the engine. With the timing cover now installed, I checked to make sure my bolt holes were lined up. With the bolt holes lined up, I then proceeded to install all of the bolts for the timing cover to the engine. I just want to quickly add, make sure you guys stay to the end of the video so you can finally see what my engine looks like after the dress up kit is installed and after the engine is completely painted. Now that I have all of the timing cover bolts installed, I then tighten down all of the timing cover bolts with my impact gun. I then go back around and just to double check and make sure they're all tight. And once they are all secure, I then go back to tightening all of the oil pan bolts that I had to loosen to install the front timing cover. Prior to applying the RTV, I had already cleaned the mating surface for the valve covers. I just want to make sure that you guys know before any gasket job, make sure you clean the mating surfaces before you apply any type of gasket or RTV. With that being said, I applied a thick layer of RTV on the mating surfaces of the engine for the valve covers. I then installed the valve cover to the engine. And just so you know, on this style of valve covers, gaskets, I'm using the cork style gasket because they have worked for me in the past on preventing premature leaks from the valve cover gasket. And then in case you couldn't see, I apologize, but I already had the cork gasket installed to the valve cover underneath. Right now I am installing the 4 bolts that secure the valve cover to the heads. It's just 4 bolts. I make sure that I can finger tighten the 4 bolts before I zip them down with my impact gun. I would highly recommend that you use a ratchet to tighten down the 4 bolts so you don't mushroom the gaskets like I have done in the past. To install the other valve cover, I completed the same steps I did for the previous side. Apply RTV to the surface of the head. Install the valve cover with the cork gasket already installed. Finger tighten the bolts and then zip down the bolts with my gun. Like I said, I would highly suggest that you guys use a ratchet and socket to tighten the bolts down so that you do not mushroom the cork gasket. The little impact gun that I'm using doesn't have enough power to actually mushroom the gasket. It just helps me get the bolts in faster, just in case anybody was wondering, well, why does he keep telling us to use a ratchet if he's using a gun? The gun's not that strong, it just gets it done faster. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching today's video. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you for watching. If you stayed to the end of this video, I really appreciate you taking out your time to watch my channel and my videos. As you can see, this is what it looks like after painting it for a couple of days. I got some big plans for it, so stay tuned and watch what happens.